I don't know what they were doing, but when she came in and she slapped me with a fish.
Yeah, man, I was just outside smoking a cigarette and this man came up and he slapped this woman with a fish, man. I don't know what that was about.
This is horrific stuff, David, as victims' families begin the mourning process as they are forced to now bury their loved ones to start the new year. We're getting a clearer picture of who this killer was. An American, a veteran, but someone with financial troubles apparently drawn to the terror group ISIS. Tonight, new video from New Orleans showing a crowded Bourbon Street full of New Year's revelers dancing in the road just as an apparent ISIS-inspired terrorist drove a pickup truck through the crowd, killing 15 people and injuring dozens more. Less than 24 hours later, we're beginning to piece together who the killer was. 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar was a U.S.-born citizen from Texas and an Army veteran. Court records show he was divorced 3 times, forced to pay child support to 2 of those women, and hard up for money, couldn't afford his mortgage. Sometime in the last few years, it appears he was drawn to the terror group ISIS.
That mere hours before the attack, he posted videos on social media indicating that he was inspired by ISIS, expressing a desire to kill.
Authorities say Din Jabbar was speeding down Bourbon Street wearing body armor and firing an AR-style rifle out of the truck, mowing people down for about 3 blocks before crashing, stepping out and opening fire again, wounding 2 police officers. Authorities returning fire, shooting and killing him. This image showing Din Jabbar's body laying next to the truck. Inside that Ford F-150, authorities say they found multiple homemade pipe bombs packed with nails. Sources telling ABC News on that flagpole wrapped in a gray jacket was an ISIS flag. The carnage he left behind left witnesses scarred for life.
The screams, I mean, you can't think about, unhear that.
What we saw was insanity. I mean, something out of a movie. The graphic nature of it.
And tonight we begin to learn more about the victims. 28-year-old Nicole Perez leaves behind a 4-year-old son. 18-year-old Nakira Cheyenne Dedeau, who was about to start college. 27-year-old Tiger Beck, a former Princeton College football player. And 37-year-old Reggie Hunter, a father of 2.
And for this to happen to you is senseless. It makes you get angry. Why did you have to do this?
The city of New Orleans had made it a point to install bollards to prevent vehicle access to Bourbon Street, but the project was both incomplete and on that night malfunctioned.
We have been aware of the bollard situation for a long time, and we did indeed harden those target areas where the bollards are. We have patrol cars out there as a hard target. We did indeed have a plan, but the terrorists defeated it.
In addition to the explosive devices found in the truck, there were also several more found around the French Quarter. They were detonated. Surveillance video captured people planting those IEDs, which has now led officials to believe this killer did not act alone. They are now looking for associates who may have been involved with this terror attack. Jory Rand, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Absolutely shocking to see, Jory. Thank you for that.
Yo, what's good, gang? You know the name. It's Transition representing Gap 2 Games. And I'm back at y'all with another rendition of Morning Time Madness, where we go over a topic of discussion that's trending currently. And you remember like back in the day when you would wake up for school, you know what I'm saying? Your parents would go get you up. You wake up, breath stinking, you go into the living room and you see something crazy going on the news. Well, there's still crazy stuff going on, y'all. So let's talk about it. If you just seen the story, or if you haven't been living under a rock, then you heard about the terrorist attack that happened in New Orleans during New Year's. You know what I'm saying? And first and foremost, I want to say my condolences to all the victims involved in that, because that's crazy, bro, to fathom that. I was just in New Orleans not too long ago for my brother's birthday. You know what I'm saying? And a place like that, man, it's so unreal because like everyone's having a good time, right? Like that place it's the crazy drink capital of the world, right? And it's one of the few places in the world where you have an excessive amount of alcohol present and people are all, drinking and doing their thing, but it's also not that much violence going on. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's there to have a good time, man. Everybody there it's almost like that Southern mentality in New Orleans is infectious. Like, I'm from Texas, so I can tell you from personal experience, the Southern mentality in New Orleans is so much more different than the Southern mentality in Texas. Like in Texas, you know, we're friendly, we cool, but for the most part, people stick to themselves. You know what I'm saying? We're not really, unless we just know you like that, we ain't gonna go out of our way to make your acquaintance. You know what I'm saying? Some do, but for the most part, most people stick to themselves. In New Orleans, you'll be sitting on the front porch and every single person that walks by is gonna wave and say good morning and greet you. Every single one. Every single one. You can be out there with a messed up tire and somebody's gonna stop and try to help you out, no matter the ethnicity. It's a family. It's real Southern love out there. Like, you hungry out there? Somebody gonna feed you, bro. For real. Like, New Orleans got that love. You know what I'm saying? So for something like this to happen in a place like that, it's disgusting. Straight up, it's disgusting. And to think that that's happening in a place that's so like a place that it hits different when you've been there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we hear about these type of attacks happening in like subway stations in London, and you know what I'm saying? Like in buildings in the UK. Like, you hear about that stuff there with the whole ISIS thing, but like they said, he had other people helping him plant explosives around that area too, in the French Quarters. I'd have been walking all up and down the French Quarters, you know what I'm saying? Tipsy and lit. Like, and the thing that people are, bro, on New Year's of all days, but that lets you know that no matter how joyous an occasion is, the devil is always working. You know what I'm saying? They say the devil be working 3 times as hard these days, and I believe it. We're gonna read the write-up real quick, man. It says, the suspect in a deadly attack on New Year's revelers in the New Orleans has been identified as Samsud Din Jabbar, a 42-year-old U.S.-born citizen and U.S. Army veteran from Houston, Texas, according to the FBI. 14 people were killed and over 24 injured after a rented Ford pickup truck was driven through a crowd on Bourbon Street at a high rate of speed early Wednesday, officials said. Jabbar also died in the attack. Efforts continued late into the evening to learn more about the suspect and the incident. Those efforts included the breach in search of 2 locations, an Airbnb in New Orleans that may have been tied to the suspect and a residence in Houston that may have been linked to Jabbar, sources told ABC News. The Airbnb was involved in some kind of fire or detonation earlier that day, the sources said, which raised concern about the possibility that there were more explosives linked to the suspect and that are not yet to be recovered. The FBI Houston released a statement on X saying that it's working with the Harris County Sheriff's Office to conduct a court-authorized search and address near the intersection of Hugh Road and Crescent Peak Drive in Houston. At this time, no arrests have been made, and the FBI personnel at the scene will be at the scene for several more hours, the statement said, while urging the public to stay away from the area. Specialized teams focused on the operation include the FBI SWAT team, crisis negotiators, special agent bomb technicians, technical operations center, evidence response team, and a group of counter-terrorism investigators, according to the FBI. This is wild. This is the last of it. An ISIS flag was found on a pole in the truck's trailer hitch, and authorities are working to determine whether the deceased suspect had any affiliation with the terrorist organization. However, authorities do believe Jabbar was radicalized in the last few years, a senior official told ABC News late Wednesday, and the radicalization may have been exacerbated by the Israel-Hamas war. We're going to stop reading that because, honestly, at the end of the day, man, what the dude did was cowardly. Like, Straight up. I don't care what, like, they tried to, you know, they gave reasons, and I don't think that they were trying to justify on why he did it. I just think they were painting a picture on, you know, his life and maybe his mind state at the time. But anybody that would take their own personal issues, because this could be linked to some terrorism, or this could be because dude had it too hard in life and said, F it, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna take some people with me. But regardless of the situation, man, if anytime you ever feel like you just want to go take out a large mass of people, start with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't make other people suffer for your bullshit or your ideologies. Like, I don't care what people believe in. I don't gotta, like, when it comes to that whole, the war over there between this one and that one, I honestly don't have a dog in the fight. I could care less, because I know if I go to either geographical location, they gonna call me their version of the word nigga. So I have no dog in the fight. I don't want any innocent people to be harmed, or, you know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody just who isn't out here hurting people should have harm done to them. But if you're somebody like this guy who takes your bullshit ideologies and come and affect other people's lives, because you just destroyed 14 lives, and that spider webs out. Because when you take people from this earth that are linked to other people, you don't know how they respond. You literally, that one of those women left behind a child. You know what I'm saying? Those were mothers. Those were sisters. Those were brothers. Those were human souls that you just snuffed out due to your own bullshit ideologies. And when you get to hell, you're going to answer for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really hate that, and I hate to say this because, I mean, dude deserves death, but I really feel like we need to bring back the good old guillotine. Public choppings, you know what I'm saying? You know? Like, it's, and the aftermath. Because when stuff like this happens, it leaves a stain of bad energy on the place that you affected. So now when people go to Bourbon Street, it's going to be tense. They're going to be more, I mean, everybody should keep their head on a swivel anyway. You should always keep your head on a swivel. But you just took a place of peace, prosperity, and partying and turned it into a place of mourning and a place of remembrance of just a horrible situation that you caused. And there's no excuse for that, bro. So as far as I'm concerned, I hope the FBI doing their job well. I hope they capture everybody who's linked to this stuff. I'm hearing that he has ties in North Carolina. Y'all seen that he has ties here in Houston. And honestly, man, I'm hoping everybody involved with this gets their day of reckoning. And I mean, you know, like, end it. You dig? But that's all I got for y'all in this one, man. I try to keep y'all updated as the story goes on. And it's crazy, bro. Condolences to everyone involved. Like, condolences to all the people that were lost in this situation. And it's tragic. And God bless, man. Y'all stay safe out here, for real. Keep your head on the swivel, and like Pimp C said, keep your pistol. F a fight. You know what I'm saying? Keep your head on the swivel. Keep that thing on you. And, man, don't be afraid to use it if you feel like your life is about to be lost. You know? Like, straight up. But that's all I got for y'all in this one. Please hit that like button on y'all way out. Drop a comment down in the comment section and let me know what y'all think about this story, man. But until next time, gang, you know the name. It's Transition representing Captive Games. And we out. Peace.